What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com, back doing another retro review, I guess. A movie I saw back in 2005. It's a remake of a remake. I'm talking about
House of Wax.
And this film has the ultimate mid-2000s ensemble of actors. It feels like it's a CW movie gone bad. But basically, we have a bunch of actors from 2005 that are really big. You know, Chad Michael Murray, Alicia Cuthbert. Had a really huge crush on her back in the day. Girl Next Door, she was in 24. We had Jared Padalecki that was in Supernatural. He was in the Friday the 13th reboot. We had Paris Hilton. She was a big deal back in the day. Terrible actress, but you know, her part in this movie is really awesome, the way she goes out, and a bunch of other people that are in this film. We have a group of teenagers, like most horror movies. They're going to a football game in Baton Rouge, and they basically camp out for a night in the woods, and this guy shows up, starts messing with them and their vehicle, and they're like, what the hell's going on? And that's basically the setup of the film. A lot of these characters are all the cliche, you know, characters we see in a lot of horror films. We got Chad Michael Murray playing like the badass brother, Nick. Him and Alicia Cuthbert's character are twins. So they're always like bickering back and forth, kind of like an old married couple. But you know, Nick is like the badass. He looks like a ripoff of Eminem in 2005. He has like a white beater and the hood on. He looks like a tough guy, and he gets pretty annoying in the movie. But his character really changes towards the end of the film. Really love Alicia Cuthbert in this film. I thought she definitely is the best performance in this movie. She plays Carly, you know, being the sister to Nick. They're on this road trip, going to this football game with their friends, and things don't turn out really good for them. With Jared Padalecki's character, he plays Carly's boyfriend. He's like the sincere, good-looking guy with a weird haircut. And what happens to Jared Padalecki's character is really surprising, something that you don't see in normal horror movies. You know, you see the good guys kind of last, you know, help survive, and you see the bad guys kind of get killed off quickly. But it's definitely a role reversal in this film. Paris Hilton plays Paige. She's just one of the friends in the group that, along for the ride with her boyfriend, just gonna bang in the woods and have a good time and drink and party, you know, basically her in real life. So she didn't really have to do too much acting to really dive into this character at all. They're like, Paris Hilton, play yourself. Good job. Go get a cookie. In the beginning of the film, there's a setup of twins. We don't know exactly what's going on with that, but one is definitely the bad kid, and they have the good one, and they're like baby chairs. And it sets up the film, and we eventually find out what that's all about when this group of teenagers basically comes across this town and find the House of Wax. The whole town is basically made of wax. It feels like all the people in the town, like the gas station, the convenience store, and the House of Wax, are all wax people. So Jared Padalecki's character Wade and his girlfriend Carly, Alicia Cuthbert, end up venturing into this town. The rest of the group are going to the football game, even though they woke up at like fucking 2:30 in the afternoon. They're somehow going to make it to this football game, but they take off, and those two hitchhike and find out, you know, this guy from Deliverance, or, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's like the cliche redneck hillbilly. He's, you know, really dirty, has a bunch of carcasses, and he's dropping off in the middle of nowhere. So Carly and Wade take it upon themselves to, you know, hitch a ride with this guy. And I can't think of the actor's name, but he's the guy that played the new Charles Manson in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And he also played that character in Mindhunter. I can't think of his name, but he was, you know, the little part in this movie. He plays a good hillbilly. And so basically he drops them off, and Carly and Wade make it to this town and see it. Town in the middle of nowhere, apparently, that no cops or authorities or any other people know about, just its own town, running on its own. And with Wade and Carly's character, them walking around and seeing, they're like, oh, okay, maybe it's normal. People live here. They're just not moving. There's like a church they go into, and there's like a sermon going on, and the character Bo is introduced. They find out later in the film that, you know, it's all bullshit in this town. These are all wax figures. But it's really cool when they actually go into the House of Wax. The entire house is made of wax, literally, as they say in the film. He like carves a piece off the side of the building, and it's all wax. And they go inside, and a lot of really creepy practical effects, you know, people that are transformed, people that are doused in wax, living people that get hot wax poured on them. They turn into these sort of sculptures, I guess, and it sets up the other character of Vincent. And if you guys know the film from 1953, one of my favorite Vincent Price movies of all time. I really love that movie. I love the ending of that film, how you find out that he's wax and the like face comes off. Really great scene, and one of my favorites. So in this film, earlier I was talking about the twins, Bo and Vincent. They're the two guys that were babies in the beginning of the film, and now are running this town and really wreaking a lot of havoc and killing a lot of people, as we can see. So we're introduced to Vincent. He's like the sculpture creepy guy. He's like wearing a mask, and he's the one that's, really killing the people and tying them down with this contraption, and he like sprays hot wax on them, and it takes over, basically their body, and they're still living until eventually the person dies. And I was saying earlier with Wade's character, he's the good boyfriend, good guy, and you think he's going to last till the end, but nope, not in this movie. They're like, oh, let's kill him off. One of the first people to get killed off in the movie. But you see the contraption and how grueling it looks, and it looks like something out of Saw when Vincent is, getting all this hot wax on Wade's character. Another one of their friends, Dalton, walks in and sees his friend Wade, but he's actually waxed now. And he goes up to touch him, and that face rips off, and really awesome practical effects, awesome prosthetics, and one of the better practical effects scenes in the film. With one of the main characters that we thought was going to last long gets killed off pretty quick. Carly's trying to figure out how the hell to get out of there. Her brother and her friends are all gone at the football game, but they're going to make their way back. So she's trying to figure out how the hell to get out of there. And with all those teenagers that finally make it back to this town trying to, get their friends, we see Chad Michael Murray pulling some badass shit, playing, the brother Nick. He comes back and he catches on to Bo pretty quick because Bo's trying to play it off. He's like, hey, I don't know who you're talking about. And, Nick's like, really? I mean, there's nobody else here. You had to see these people. So Nick is on to Bo pretty quick and know he's up to no good, and his sister's captured somewhere. So he eventually finds her, and it sets up a lot of great death scenes. One of my all-time favorite kill scenes, honestly, is in House of Wax and Paris Hilton, because couldn't stand her in 2005. Not sure what she's doing now, but I just couldn't stand her back then. And I'll put it up right here because it's so fantastic. And seeing the ultimate demise of Paige's character is so good and one of the best of the movie. One by one, each of these characters are getting picked off, and Nick and Carly are trying to escape and survive the night and get out of this fucking town made of wax and this house of wax. And it really sets up a great third act. And I don't want to say too much, go into too many spoilers. Even if you guys have not seen this is 15 years ago, hopefully you've seen it by now. I really love how they end this film with these two characters having to do with the two brothers that are twins, Vincent and Bo, and then having to do with the final girl and her twin brother, Nick, being, Chad Michael Murray, Alicia Cuthbert. I thought that was kind of cool. And then they did throw in a few little twists at the end. I thought it was kind of silly. We find out, of course, there's not just the two brothers. There's another brother in the town. You could probably guess who that is, but that was their big twist at the very end. That was, super predictable. If you guys watch slasher movies, watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, these people, these deranged, inbred people always have a bunch of siblings, and they're all related, and they're all running the town. So watching House of Wax 15 years later, revisiting this film, I remember loving this film in 2005 and all these characters and all the great effects. And I thought they did a lot of great things with this film in terms of writing and a lot of great music. The way the movie is filmed and everything really made me laugh. It made me remember, 2005 in terms of fashion and music and all these actors back then. It was a good time to be alive. If you guys love gory horror flicks, a lot of great practical effects, cool kill scenes, some comedy, good music, I think you guys would have a good time with this if you've not seen it. And House of Wax 2005 definitely holds up, and I had a really great time with it. So I'm going to give House of Wax, the remake of a remake, a 4 out of 5 Paris Hilton hair pieces. So what did you guys think of House of Wax from 2005? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from the House of Wax. Until the next quarantine movie review. Cheers!